Welcome to TRN CSE Tutorials.
Hello everyone, in this video we will discuss about what do you mean by linked list and how it can be represented in our memory representation. So now first of all, before starting to the linked list, we will discuss about the concept of variable and array. Suppose this is your variable integer a. So integer a, this variable will require 4 bytes to store the data into memory. So that variable will be stored at this memory location, and the 4 bytes, that is from 100 location to 104, which will be allocated for our variable a. So this memory is allocated for our variable a, and if suppose this variable a, which consists of value is equal to 5, so this value will be stored into that memory block, that is memory location. So this value will be stored like 5 into our memory location, and it can be stored as 0, 1, 0, 1. After that, if suppose we are storing any array, so we can store it as an array like integer array of 5 elements. So in that array, we have total number of elements are 5. So how these 5 elements will be stored into particular memory location? We will require contiguous memory block for storing the data into our memory location if we are taking the data as an array. So in case of an array, we are declaring this array as there are total number of elements are 5 and all the elements which is for the similar data type, that is called as an integer, and this integer data type which will require 4 bytes to store the data into memory. So we have total number of elements are 5. So 5 into 4, that is 20 bytes will be allocated into our consecutive memory location. For example, consider that this block is already occupied. So after this block, that is for that 104th location, we will check whether it is 20 blocks are allocated or not. No, the memory is free over here. If it is free, the memory is free, that is a consecutive 20 blocks are free over here, then we will allocate this array of 5, this element into our memory location. So we will require total 5 number of data, 5 number of blocks to allocate of data into that particular memory location. So for that 104th location to 108 location, our array of 0 will be stored. Then after that 108 to 112, our array of 1 will be stored. For 112 to 116, array of 2 will be stored. Then 116 to 120, we are storing array of 3. And 120 to 124, we are storing this array of 4. So we are storing all these array elements into our consecutive memory location from that 104 location to 124 location in that way. And this all the elements are stored into that particular array location. Now after that, if for example in our array, if we have to increase that particular size of the array, suppose previously I have stored that 5 element and now I want to store array of this 7 element, then we cannot add this 2 element into that existing array of our list. So this is not possible into our array. This memory is already allocated for this 5 element from this 104 location to 124 location, and if suppose we want to add 2 more element into our array, then this is not possible in that case of array, but this will be possible into our linked list. So for the drawback of that, this array, we are not using that previously used memory location whenever we want to insert any new data item into our array, because these blocks are already allocated as a fixed size. So in that array, we have the fixed size of our memory location, that is 5 blocks are already allocated into 4, that is 20 bytes are already occupied over here. So we cannot add one more element into our existing array because the size of the array is fixed over here. But we can remove this drawback into our linked list. If suppose in case of our linked list, we are specifying number of elements are 3. And if you want to insert any element, if you want to delete any element, so we can easily insert and easily delete our new element into our linked list. So that's why we can see how this linked list will be stored into our memory location. So in case of a linked list, we are storing the collection of nodes into our memory location. In case of an array also, we are maintaining this collection of all the elements. But in case of a linked list, whenever we are storing any node into our memory location, we have to store the address of our data part as well as address of our next part. So consider that this is our one node, and in that node we are maintaining that two fields. So what are that two fields? The first field will be called as a data field and the second field will be called as a next pointer. So in that data field, we are maintaining the value of that particular data. Suppose value of our particular data is 32. And the next pointer, this is called as a pointer, which will store the address of our new node. So address of our new node means, suppose you are maintaining the link between these two nodes. Now you consider that this is our one node and this is our second node. In the two nodes, the data will be stored like 32 and 25. And this part will be called as a data. And in that data part, we are storing the values of particular information. That is called as the information field or data field. And in the next part, we are storing the address of our next node. So what is that next node? 25. So in case of a linked list, you have to maintain the address value. So consider that the address of that particular node is 100. And this is our first node and the address of our first node is 100. Now you consider the address of our second node is 200. So in that next part, you are storing the address of that next node and you can store it as 200. So 200 is the memory location and this next is our pointer. So pointer will hold the address of our next node, that is store at 200 memory location. In case of a linked list, we are maintaining the head pointer. So this is called as a head pointer, and in that head pointer we are storing the address of our first node. That is the concept of linked list. And what is the address of our first node? That is 100. So it will indicate that the linked list node will start from this location 100. In case of an array, our index will always start from this 0. If suppose the number of elements are 5, the index will start from this 0 to till the last index is 4. But now in case of a linked list, we are not maintaining that particular index over here. We are maintaining the address of our memory location of the first node, and the first node address location is 100. And after that, we are storing over here the next data element, that is 25. After that, you have to take another node in the linked list and that is stored at memory location 3000. And in that 3000 memory location, your value is stored 35. So this is your second node, this is our third node. So second node will maintain the address of that third node. So what is the address of that third node? 300. So you have to put here in the next part the address of the third node. And whenever this linked list will be end, so this is the last node of our linked list. So last node will not store the address of another node because there is no node is present over there after this 300 memory location. So you can put here null. That means there is no linking between that last node and this another node because this is our last node. So this is our first node which is stored at 100 memory location. This is our second node which is stored at our 200 memory location. And this is the third node which is stored at 300 memory location. Now you can see how this node will store into our memory location. So this is our node. So all these are the nodes. So in the case of linked list, we can say that linked list is the collection of that node, and that is called as a sequential access of that particular node that can be possible in our linked list. Whenever we have to find out any array element into our array, that can be accessed by with the help of this index. Suppose you want the element which is stored at array of 2 location, then you can take the element like suppose here it is 4, then 5, then 7, it is 8 and this is 9. If you want to access the element which is stored at index position 2, then you can access by with the help of index, that is array of 2, and you will get the element 7. But in case of a linked list, how you can take the element? You can take the element, you can access the element with the help of that memory location, but you cannot directly access the memory location which is stored at 200. First of all, you have to traverse the linked list from this head pointer. So head pointer will tell that our first node is stored at 100 memory location. So in that 100 memory location, the next pointer is 200. Then you will redirect to the memory location which is stored at 200 and the data item is 25. So this is the difference between that array and linked list. So now our first node is stored at memory location 100. So whenever you are storing any data into our linked list, so this is our data part and this is our address of our next pointer. So in case of data and in case of a next pointer, this will require 4 bytes to store the data into memory, and this next part will always require 4 bytes to store the data into memory. So whenever we are taking any node and which is of type integer, that time what we are taking, there are 2 parts are there, data part and next part. So total it will require 8 bytes to store the data into memory. But this linked list will not store our data into consecutive memory location. It may be consecutive memory location or it may not be consecutive memory location. If suppose the first node will store at 100 memory location, second node may be stored at 200 memory location and third node may be stored at 300 memory location. So in case of an array, we are storing the data into consecutive memory location. But in case of a linked list, we are storing the data, whatever the data memory location will be available over here according to the data size will require. So you have to remember that for one node will require 8 bytes of data to store the data into memory. So the data and their address part will be stored together whenever the node will be stored into memory location. So this is the 100, that is the starting memory location where we are storing our value 32, and that 32 will require 4 bytes to store the data into memory. So 32 will be stored over here, and the address of our next node is 200. So which will be stored at next 4 bytes, and the memory location will be 200. So from 10 to 108, that part will be allocated to our first node. So this is our first node which is stored, and after that first node, the address will be stored like 200. So it will be directly redirecting to the memory location of that 200. So this is our second node which will store 4 bytes of data, and 4 bytes will be stored it for this next pointer. So this is our 8 bytes of data will be reserved for this second node. So the value for the second node is 25, and the address we will store, that is 300. That is the address of our third node, and address of our third node which points to the memory location 300. So in that memory location we are storing our third node, and this 4 bytes will be reserved for this data part, and this 4 bytes will be reserved for this address of our next pointer, that is our next node, and this is our third node. So what is the value of our third node? That is 25. And what is the value of our address of that next pointer? That is null, because there is no new element is present over here. This way we are storing the data into our array as well as in our linked list. So in case of a linked list, we have the collection of nodes are there, and you have to declare here structure variable for taking the data as well as our next pointer. So how you are maintaining into our structure variable? First of all, you have to write down the structure, then struct keyword, then node, and after that you are taking the data part and next part. So this you have to write over here integer data for storing the value of our data element, and this next pointer will store the address of our next element. So first node will store the address of our second node will store the address of our third node. So that's why we are taking over here struct node, then pointer next. So why we have taken over here pointer? So pointer will store the address of our next node. So that's why we are storing here struct node pointer next. So this code is common in every program whenever you are writing the code by using the linked list. Now if suppose in the program, if you are writing new node, so the memory will be allocated dynamically to the new node. In case of an array, the memory will be allocated at compile time. But in case of a linked list, we are allocating a memory at runtime. So that is called as a static memory allocation, and this is called as a dynamic memory allocation. So you can watch that video, that is comparison between the static memory allocation and dynamic memory allocation. So in case of a linked list, we are allocating that memory to our new node. So whenever we are taking that new node, that time we have to write down struct node, then pointer. After that we are writing malloc function, and in that malloc function we are taking that size of struct and then node. So whatever the size of that particular structure node is there in our linked list, whatever the elements we have to allocate into our linked list, that memory location will be allocated to this new node. So new node, whenever it is allocated, it will allocate a dynamic memory allocation, and in that new node the data part and the next part we are creating whenever we are writing this statement new node struct node pointer malloc function size of struct node. In case of a new node, we have to access the data element, that is new node of data and new node of pointer next. So how we are accessing that particular element into our linked list? This is our new node, and which consists of that two part, data part and next part. So next part will hold the address of our next element. So this is our structure, and we have taken the structure variable new node. So with the help of the structure variable new node, we can access the members of that structure. So we can write it as new node of data, and we are assigning here the value of that particular element. In case of a next pointer, we are writing new node of next is equal to, suppose we are assigning first of all value is equal to null. So we have to write down this statement like this, new node of data and new node of next. So new node is, it is the structure variable we have created the object for our structure, and with the help of this object we are accessing these members of that structure node. So in that way you can write the code in our structure by using that struct node in our program for linked list. So in the next one, whenever we will see the program for the linked list, this code will be common in each and every program. So this is all about how we can allocate a memory location with the help of array and memory location with the help of linked list. In the next video, we will discuss about what are the different types of linked list, like singly linked list, doubly linked list, circular linked list and doubly circular linked list. Thank you.